Welcome to the Fear and Greed Afternoon Report for Tuesday, the 18th of October 2022. I'm Sean Aylmer. Every afternoon, we've got the 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about. Story number 1 was a very good day for the market, with the S&P ASX 200 finishing up 1.7% to 6,779 points. A strong lead-in from Wall Street helped things along, and by the close, Macquarie Group had jumped more than 5%, following a strong performance from US banks. Westpac rose 2.4%, while Transurban was up 2.2%. WiseTech Global, the software giant, and Gold Digger Newcrest Mining both rose nearly 5%. The energy companies Woodside and Santos were among the worst performers, at least among the big caps. HUB24 led the index, gaining 10% after reporting $3 billion in net inflows for the first quarter of this financial year. The worst was Gold Digger St Barbara. More on that shortly. Story number 2, the floods in Victoria continue to cause havoc, closing schools and triggering rescues. It's fortunate that at this point there hasn't been any major human casualties. There are still 5 major flood warnings in Victoria and 700 flood rescues occurred today. 80 schools were also closed, while 15,000 people have already applied for $2,000 in emergency payments. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese was meeting with his Singaporean counterpart yesterday. Lee Hsien Loong said his country's army is available to support Australia's response to natural disasters. Story number 3. Westpac today confirmed that it could buy a stake in payments terminal business Tyro. Westpac said it was in preliminary discussions, saying any acquisition would strengthen the bank's small business proposition, particularly in the hospitality and healthcare sectors. Tyro last month knocked back a $660 million bid by a private equity consortium. Earlier today, Tyro confirmed it was in talks with a number of partners. Its share price is up around 10% over the past couple of days. Story number 4. Well, the price of gold at around $1,650 an ounce isn't what it was earlier in the year, but it's still very high by historical standards. However, not all the local miners are able to take advantage. St Barbara's share price tumbled 21% today after it downgraded gold production forecasts and deferred $50 million of spending on growth projects. It blamed a shortage of skills and equipment. Its share price is now around 53 cents. In mid-2018, it was $5. Quite a fall from grace. And story number 5, September quarter earnings season has begun on Wall Street, with one of the country's biggest banks pleasantly surprising investors. Shares in Bank of America jumped 6% this morning after announcing stronger than expected profits. That fueled speculation that US consumers are still spending. Credit card turnover increased by an impressive 13% during the third quarter. Late last week, Wells Fargo and JP Morgan, 2 other major banks, also beat expectations. This earnings season is possibly more important than most because investors have been waiting to see earnings start to fall among big companies thanks to inflation and higher cost of living pressures. If that does occur, many analysts expect Wall Street to fall further. This morning, Wall Street ended the day much higher, though, led by Tesla, Netflix and Amazon. That's it for the afternoon report for Tuesday, the 18th of October 2022. Don't forget to hit follow on the podcast and find Fear and Greed on LinkedIn, Twitter and Facebook. Join Michael Thompson and I tomorrow morning for the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed, the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.